Welcome, everybody, to a special bonus spooktacular Halloween episode of Directors Club. Hi, I'm Jim. And what is this that you are about to hear? I don't know. Maybe you're going to have to listen to find out. Or you can just skip it, but I would prefer if you didn't, because I want to tell you something. We all dream. We all have nightmares, even if we don't remember them. This universal truth is probably what makes Wes Craven's Nightmare on Elm Street franchise so unsettling, even decades after Freddy Krueger first scraped his bladed glove across a boiler room pipe. Screech. I've spent considerable time with these films, and what strikes me the most is how they've managed to maintain their grip on our collective unconscious. Not despite their flaws, but often because of them. In fact, for this bonus episode today, you're going to hear reactions after each film from the franchise. My dear friend and former co-host Patrick Rapole and I made a plan over a year ago when the 4K remasters of all 7 films were announced and that they were going to be released. I said, Patrick, we must binge on this entire series one day, which is precisely what we did, and it was unforgettable. We had pizza with souls on as our topping, and we had Patrick's homemade cookies that looked like Freddy's sweater, along with cheese popcorn, candy, and soda. From 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., we laughed, we commented, we screamed. You know, whereas Friday the 13th gave us Jason lumbering through the woods in silence, and Halloween presented Michael Myers as this inexplicable force of evil in true boogeyman slasher fashion, A Nightmare on Elm Street did something far more insidious. It made the act of sleeping, something we all must do, something we can't avoid, into a death sentence. It's so true. I saw bits and pieces, well, at least up until Tina's death, at the age of 6, the original Nightmare on Elm Street, in my parents' basement. Ooh, scary. And yeah, I was terrified. When I first saw Nightmare on Elm Street, I said, nope, not for me. I'm scared. Nope, I'm not going to continue this movie. My dad had to convince me that it was, in fact, all a film. It was just a movie. But nope, I still have Freddy nightmares to this day. And rightfully so. He's a creepy dude. I mean, I guess he did become kind of a cartoon character by Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, which I saw at a drive-in in 3D. I was so excited for that experience, and you know what? Call it nostalgia, call it whatever you want, but I still like Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, despite the comedic sensibility and terrible puns. It's cartoonish lunacy, but hey, it sort of went back to, what I love the most about the franchise, which is Dream Warriors. Number 3, yes. 3, 1, 4, those are my top 3 Elm Street films, to be honest. Just because they get really imaginative with the dream sequences. Of course, we all love the original, and of course, New Nightmare has a very special place in history. As a precursor to Scream, of course. But, it does kind of overstay its welcome. It doesn't need to be 2 hours. But if you look at it as a precursor to the Babadook and view it as a mother and son story of sorts, it holds up quite well. More than I expected, actually. So New Nightmare is great. Whereas I always said, maybe not so much, but maybe in the context of watching all these movies in a row, it actually held up quite well. 5, maybe not so much. 2, hit and miss, but hey, what can you say? This is an incredible franchise of films. That's why 13 years after the failed, horrendous remake, we're still talking about Freddy Krueger. These films have become a part of our cultural horror DNA. our shared nightmares. Because after all, every town has an Elm Street. And somewhere on that street, in the basement of a house, there's a boiler room where a man with a burned face and knives for fingers is waiting. He's always there, scraping those blades, throwing out one-liners, reminding us that our deepest, darkest fears are never as far as away as we'd like to think. We're never safe. Terror is right there, just behind our eyelids, as we close our eyes. Sweet dreams, everyone. And now, here is Patrick Rapole and myself binging on the entire franchise in 4K for an unforgettable bonus episode, bitch. Yes, this is the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise spooktacular. Here on the Directors Club podcast. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Wes sort of set the blueprint and the Bible for the entire Elm Street series. And whenever we have strayed from that, I think the films have suffered somewhat. When we've broken Wes's rules, I think the films, or at least sequences of the films, have suffered. With Wes, I feel a little more beholden to protecting Freddy. Wes sort of knows there's a fine line with Freddy's dark sense of humor, a kind of a cruel clown, as they would have it in sort of the Roman theater sense. But Wes sort of, I don't have to protect it with Wes. He understands where that line is. With other directors, there's a tendency to allow me to either improvise too much or to end a sequence on something jokey or humorous, even if it's black humorous and dark humor of Freddy, and not to have that alternative take that might be just cruel and downright mean, which in post-production I really think is necessary, because you don't really know where that balance is going to fall until you get in there in editorial. And Wes sort of has that instinct right on the set. And when he's steering on the set, you kind of know which way to err in the direction of, whether to go for the dark or whether to bring in that kind of dark sense of humor that Wes sort of blueprinted for Freddy.
At that time, it was Halloween, and there was, several other films that had featured unusual instruments, and I was thinking, well, okay, what will it be? Chainsaw this, or sickle, or scythe, or whatever. And I said, well, take yourself, from my academic background, I always take yourself back to the earliest phenomenon that you can. And I thought, okay, take yourself back to primal man, to mankind when he was not equipped with shields or weapons. What did he confront? And it was, tooth and claw. So I literally said, I had read an article about how the cave bears would reach around through the crevices that early man would be hiding in and hook them out with these claws. And I said, well, that's got to be buried deeply in the subconscious, that whole idea of the claw. So I simply put that onto what I thought was the most human instrument, which was the hand. The reality of real life is that you have a huge spectrum of organisms all trying to rend each other open to get at their protein. It's what I think, who was it? Somebody said we're a series of tubes trying to put the other tubes in one end and excrete it out the other. I mean, that's the darkest view of life itself. So one of the deepest fears of any critter, and certainly of human beings, is being opened up. That the skin is so thin, and it takes so very little to, spill us out into the world, and our existence literally ceases at the merest opening. So it's important in a way in a horror film to deal with that reality, and I think that's why horror films so often go down to a slashing instrument. It is because that is the primal fear.
I know you're there, Freddy.
You think you was gonna get away from me?
I know you too well now, Freddy.
No.
It
What
has
the
to have
hell?
been. There's no way they decided to move that.
How many times have I seen this movie?
I know. I have no memory of this song. You know how many hours I have spent searching for songs from horror movies for my little mixes? I have no memory of this existing.
It almost feels like we're being punked. I don't believe this is...
The funniest one is, I think part 5 ends with a Cool Mo D song that is just an LL Cool J diss track. Like, it has nothing to do with... It's not like, you know, Are You Ready for Freddy or whatever.
Jack Shoulder, who would go on to direct part 2.
Yeah.
So we're watching the closing credits of Nightmare on Elm Street for our Halloween Spooktacular, where we're binging on the entire... Well, not the entire series, but at least...
Everything in the new 4K box set.
Yes. So this is exciting. It still holds up. A lot of memories come up for me when I watched the original Nightmare on Elm Street. And I'm just glad that we're doing this. It's so much fun already.
Yeah.
And it's only, what, noon?
I mean, you know, we're starting with a banger. They're not all bangers, but...
Oh, yeah. Thank you, New Line Cinema.
Wes Craven has it in this. We were talking, we were you know, we're watching the movie, we're discussing it and stuff. We were talking like that first Tina dream sequence. There is just like a 45-second stretch where Wes Craven has a dozen incredible ideas, visual ideas, or like weird things that establish the tone of Freddy and stuff. That it's just like, you know, Wes Craven didn't always have it. He made this right after Swamp Thing. I think he made this like right before Deadly Friend. Like,
oh geez,
like this is not like Wes Craven. He was at the height of his powers. You know, you look at the streak that John Carpenter went on from like Halloween to whatever. Like that's not what this is. This is just like sometimes everything is firing on all cylinders as a director and a writer. And in this case, Nightmare on Elm Street fucking rolls. And you
it
know
sure
that.
does. We all know that. So, we're just going to see how we do after each film. We're just going to have like an initial like 5-minute reaction to everything. And I'm just, I wish it wasn't so sunny outside, but hey, that's the way the movie ends.
Yeah,
it's so bright.
It is sarcastically sunny for October 30th. And now I'm pulling out the Nightmare on Elm Street quiz book. So my friend, I am about to quiz you on the movie you just watched. I'm going to find a really hard one. Here we go. I got 2 questions for you. Number 1, what is the subject of the class that Nancy falls asleep in at school?
It's not just English, I would assume.
This is all multiple choice, so good news. Ancient Egypt, Crucifixion of Jesus, Christopher Columbus, or Shakespeare?
Shakespeare.
All right, very good. Now, where does Freddy suddenly appear when Nancy is saying this isn't a dream, this is real? Does he suddenly appear under the covers of her bed, the window, the mirror on her door, or the closet door?
The mirror on her door?
All right, now I gotta fucking scroll over to the
I'm pretty sure it's the mirror on her door.
You are correct. Okay, this is a I have Kindle Unlimited, and so there's just a bunch of crap that's just on there for free, and one of them is the Nightmare on Elm Street unauthorized quiz book.
Well, as long as the AI didn't create it, I hope.
I can't promise you. I mean, there's an author credited, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Killian H. Gore, show yourself. Are you real? Killian H. Gore? Come on. That's AI name. That's fake.
It definitely is.
This is fake. Fake AI thing. Oh, no, never mind. The quiz book features a new short story, quote, An Extra Nightmare by Killian H. Gore.
Wow. Maybe we should read that.
Have you ever read any fan fiction for any horror movies?
Honestly, no. No, I definitely read novelizations back in the day. I'm sure there was one for Elm Street. I just don't know.
There was a novelization that it was a pretty slim book that had the first 3 movies. So it was it was basically 3 short stories. Each movie was just a short story. It was not as good as some of the other novelizations that I've read.
Wow, they're going through every language at the end of this.
Well, it's a Blu-ray. What do you get? You know, it's the classic thing where like we're only going to master one disc. We're going to make sure all the menus just have icons so we don't have to translate the menus.
Yeah,
and
thank goodness.
We're going to release it in every region.
They no longer need to be like, what, the 7 or what other DVD menus
I'll tell you who are really obnoxious with this was New Line Cinema. You pick up a DVD from 2001 to 2003 from a New Line movie, you are like... Okay.
It's like playing a video game.
Dungeons and Dragons on DVD. Not anything anyone needs to own. But if you do own it, you will discover that you have to like solve dungeon riddles to get to the special features. Like, which potion do you take? crazy, unbelievable
No
crap.
thanks,
These
no thanks.
New Line Cinema DVDs. So we are beyond that now. We are in the austerity zone where home media is a begrudging afterthought. There is no enthusiasm behind any of these things, which is, honestly, I never got the Nightmare on Elm Street Blu-rays for a long time, because in my mind I was like, well, Shout Factory did Friday the 13th and Halloween. I got both those sets. They'll probably do Nightmare on Elm Street. And these
Surprisingly not.
The 4K looks great. Like, I'm very happy you got the 4K, but these are not the lavishly produced box sets that the Scream Factory did for those other two.
Oh, no. Can you imagine if, like, well, who put out that beautiful Texas Chainsaw recently? Was it Second Sight? Yeah. Imagine if, like, they got their hands on this
I think it's one of those
franchise.
things where it's like, independent. There's not enough independent producers who own the rights to it, whereas Halloween is owned by the Akkad, or the what's the name of the Mustafa Akkad? Yeah, the Akkad family owns Halloween, and so the different studios who have released Halloween movies, they don't necessarily own those movies. And Friday the 13th is like, it's like Sean S. Cunningham is partial owner, and Paramount just distributed them as independent films. But at this point, New Line is fully just owned by Warner Brothers, so this is a major studio thing.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if this works.
All right, come on now.
Let's go to part 2.
The gay one.
Yes, of course.
Did you watch that documentary, Scream Queen?
Yeah, I did a while ago. Yeah,
Pretty good.
maybe we should rank all the hunks and the babes of the franchise and be really superficial.
Everyone's really good looking in the first Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's true.
But like not in they cast an LA model, someone who is like in a catalog type, but just like Rod is really good looking and Tina's really good looking and Heather Langenkamp and obviously Johnny Depp is like well known for that at the time.
No, but my favorites are number 4. I love Dan and I love Alice.
Dan's very hot. I like Alice a lot. I'm really into cockroaches, so that that particularly appeals to me on an erotic level. So yeah.
All right, let's get to Freddy's Revenge, which I know that my parents watched at one point because I walked down in the basement and I saw them watching this and I was like, I don't know if I ever want to see this movie. It looks too scary. But that happened with a lot of horror movies. I didn't even think my parents were fans of horror movies, and I would catch them watching this randomly on cable sometimes. Yeah. Sounds weird. All right, we better move on. We better press on, or we'll never get through this whole marathon. Yeah, but the movie Lady in White, which I think came out in 87, ends with the exact same song. And the exact same version and everything. That was a horror movie I really liked as a kid.
Well, now you like it less because
it's a good old-fashioned...
You know that they're rip-off artists. They're unoriginal. They're trash. Kevin Yeager.
Good job.
Good job, Kevin Yeager, future creator of Chucky from Child's Play.
Oh, wow. And Rachel again.
Rachel Talalay back at it.
Yeah.
The show...
It's got, again, like, there's a total push and pull experience with this movie where it's like things I like, things I don't like, sometimes within the same scene.
Yeah. Are we recording now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was talking about this during the movie, but, like, I like the parts of this movie that feel like a Greg Araki movie. But it can't commit to it. Like, I think there was a certain point in time where I was on the internet and people said... this is the gay Nightmare on Elm Street, derogatory. And then now people say, this is the gay Nightmare on Elm Street, compliment. I think it is probably kind of unearned reputation for both camps, whether you hate this movie or love the movie, because it's just, it doesn't really all come together in any kind of real way.
No.
You do see that parakeet explode real good.
That's definitely quality. Yeah. And Clue Gallagher.
Gallagher. If you're going to cast just a toxic, sort of malevolent father figure, Cluelager is really the way to go. But yeah, parts of this movie, crazy body horror.
Yeah.
Crazy body horror. With like Jesse's arms splitting apart. I guess we're going to see.
That's the best part.
That's kind of the best kill in the next movie we're going to be watching is a similar image there. Or Freddy's face melting in that factory and stuff. But then other parts of this movie just
Yeah.
do not work. Oh no,
Good
the
acting,
coach,
though.
the
Good acting.
basketballs, they're attacking. It's just like, all right.
Yeah, some things are an afterthought. It's almost like they didn't care as much about certain elements.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a movie that was rushed to theaters. It was a movie that came out like 51 weeks after the release date of the first movie.
And you can tell.
And they, they had a little bit of a pre-production issue where they wanted Wes Craven to do it, and they had to fight with him and negotiate with him, and then he had to sue them to get points on the creating Freddy, because they were like, that might have happened as in between parts 2 and 3. But which he did. He eventually got his points. He got his creator credit. All of that. But yeah, it's just a little rushed. But I take an average 1985 teen horror movie. This is probably better.
Yeah. And surprisingly written by the guy who did I, Madman, which I recommend, of course.
You like I, Madman better?
Yeah. Well, it's definitely more consistent. Again, like they get to some Ray Harryhausen-like effects towards the end, but it's still really unnerving. And it's like in the mouth. Before there was In the Mouth of Madness, there was I, Madman.
I bet we could do a sort of shadow marathon of this. This is the Waking World marathon, and then our sort of dream side marathon of this is we do a marathon of movies that were written by the people who wrote the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. So we can like start with a Shocker or another Wes Craven movie.
I could talk about Shocker.
We can do an we can do an I, Madman with this one for part 3. We can do The Blob.
Oh, true.
I think part 4 is one of those movies that had 6 writers or something.
The part 3 has Darabont, right?
Right.
Oh my God. And somebody else I can't think of.
Chuck Russell, Bruce Wagner is one of the.
Oh.
What did Bruce Wagner?
Yeah,
do?
3 is crazy in that it has an Angelo Badalamenti score and the writing credits on there.
The gentleman who has the writing credit on Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, Dream Warriors, also wrote scenes from the class struggle in Beverly Hills. The really horrible Bartel movie. He also wrote the David Cronenberg movie Maps to the Stars.
Okay, I knew that name. I think he might have written the book that the movie was based on.
According to Wikipedia, he is known for his apocalyptic yet ultimately spiritual view of humanity as seen through the lens of Hollywood.
Oh, wow.
Not known to me that way, but by someone.
Apparently so. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, 2 is fine.
Street 2. It's
yeah,
pretty good.
yeah, it's all right.
Couldn't get it. I'm like, I need to go back.
Dick Cavett as Dick Cavett, Zsa Zsa Gabor, Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Mary Brown is a neurosurgeon.
First assistant director Jim Becky. Yeah, this movie fucking rips.
We're just getting high off the Elm Street movies.
This is the best horror movie of the 80s, everybody. I think I believe that to be true. I don't know, and when I say that, I don't know it's necessarily like the greatest of all the horror films that were released between 1980 and 1989, but it's like, this is the best 80s horror film. You know what I mean? Really like, when you think of 80s horror, when you think of like American 80s horror, they did everything here, and they did it all the better than anyone else did it.
Yeah, that cast and that score, I mean...
Absolutely.
I heard Chuck Russell was kind of a dick, but oh well.
What are you gonna do? Chuck Russell loves God.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's fucking great. Yeah, special effects, like every 10 seconds there's a new incredible special effects gag.
What a budget they have.
Unbelievable. No one will ever make a movie like this ever again. No one made a movie like this ever again, and it's not happening. Yeah. I don't know. It's fucking Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors.
You better love it. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. And first aid was Hank McGill at the closing credits. Well, it is interesting how
we're going to run out of things to say about each one as we go
on.
on.
No, I know. Honestly, we're going to get more and more delirious. But It is interesting that it's like, yes, this is the one where they brought back Wes Craven and said, can you please just hammer out some fucking rules here?
Yes.
Because clearly when we don't have a roadmap, we're going to go off and make a Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. And he said, okay. So, like, you see some visual ideas of, like, there's really hard delineations between being awake and being asleep. You see people who are asleep and then they don't have all the physical crazy dream stuff around them, unlike in the first two movies where that stuff's kind of porous. Though you do have Freddy popping up at the junkyard. No one is asleep
That's the
there.
one thing I'm like, I don't know if that works, but I love
Freddy's
Harryhausen. Freddy Harryhausen.
Yeah, Freddy Harryhausen's great.
Yeah.
Freddy's spirit works on one set of rules. Freddy's bones work on a different set of rules.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they sure do. But oh well, it's fun. I have a blast watching this every time.
Yeah. I've seen this on the big screen like
A satisfying
3
ending,
times.
too.
I've seen this total maybe like 20 times. Like, I'm just constantly watching this movie because it's the greatest. It's the best.
Yes. And now we're going on to maybe my second or third. No, it's my third favorite of the series.
Because you prefer the first to the fourth.
Yes,
It might be my third favorite as well, I
I
think.
think so. Because you have the lovely Lisa Wilcox. And Dan. Who's the guy who plays Dan? Do you even know his name?
Hunk McHunkson.
Okay. Yeah,
Big square jaw on Dan.
indeed.
My
And they end up in a
boy.
time loop. You know me and time loops. I love time loops.
You remember this story Edgar Wright told, I think, on the Hot Fuzz commentary track he did with Quentin Tarantino, where he was a projectionist when A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 came out, and they switched 2 of the reels, and no one noticed. Which is like, maybe when we watch Part 4, we keep that in mind, and we will see, like, because Nightmare on Elm Street, it's really super fast-paced. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, it's a little funkier. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3
Perfect.
is paced like a fucking bullet. Like,
sure
every
is.
single scene is building to the next scene, and it just goes. I think when we get to Part 4, now we're just kind of like ambiently drifting in the 80s horror of it all. Mm-hmm. And we're
God bless
really hammering home that this is like the California MTV-ass horror franchise, as opposed to the weirder, more dirty, more low-budget Friday the 13th and Halloween franchises, which are like Halloween's supposed to be the Midwest, and the Friday the 13th movies are all made for no money, and they're just kind of scuzzy. This is the like clean
New Line money. Yeah,
New
they got
Line,
some.
yeah.
Yeah, they really got their.
Well, this is how they're funding every other movie
pretty much,
they're making.
yeah. Exactly.
So
God bless them.
Couldn't get it. I'm like, I need to go back.
they don't play "Are You Ready for Freddy" at the end.
Oh, I love that cowbell, that keyboard cowbell. Yeah. I love the Dream Master. Rennie Harlan's best film.
Robert Englund's best film. Dwayne Davis and Rodney Eastman and Jeff Levine and Nick. But we already did. Leanna Quigley. Oh, that's right. She's one of the topless ladies in.
Jake the dog. Give it up for Jake the dog.
Jake the dog from Adventure Time? Anyway.
I think it's Jake the dog from Down and Out in Beverly Hills with Nick Nolte.
Oh, that's
It
probably
might be the same dog.
Do-do-da-da. This movie's just a clump of stuff.
I love the clump.
It's good. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how fucking gross this movie gets, and it's just totally fine. It's still like right down the middle, mainstream, send your kids entertainment. When you see her get her face stuck in the roach trap, and then she pulls it away, and then her face pulls off of her skull, revealing a cockroach underneath. Unbelievable.
And the arc of Alice is so good. She starts off as this mousy librarian type, wearing sweaters. And then
Which you hate.
You know that. I hate that so much. And then she becomes a badass with her hair tied back and doing karate and shit.
Jim the librarian views his being a librarian as like something to be overcome.
Yes.
Like one
That's my
day
biggest fear.
I will die, and then Jim will accept my powers, but unfortunately my powers is to be so obnoxious that you have no friends. Bah, 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 bah. Anyway.
No, it's a great cast. It's
Great
a
guy.
lot of
Like, it
fun.
looks incredible. It is.
Yeah.
This is.
I should look
fully-
at all the cinematographers of these movies. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't know anything about them.
I mean, I think this is Rennie Harlan is what you can
Yeah.
credit this to. You watch Prison. Did you ever see Prison?
I haven't. No.
This is the horror movie that got him hired. It is the same like. There's a kind of movie called the calling card movie that is there are movies that are sort of dismissively referred to as calling card movies where it's like you didn't make this movie because you wanted to make it, you made this movie because you wanted everyone to see what a good director you were,
Exactly.
so then you can get hired.
Yeah.
And this is Rennie Harlan being handed the keys to a high profile franchise and saying, I'm gonna make a Die Hard. And people are going, what's a Die Hard? Well, 1988. Maybe they don't are saying what's a Die Hard by the time he starts this. But like, this is absolutely the kind of movie what you make when you don't care about the movie, but you care about making sure everyone talks about how well it was directed.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And
good-
you know
good
what?
craftsman.
Again, there we go. Now we got the Fat Boys. I listened to this song on. I have a streaming service that isn't Spotify, but it's connected
Good.
to another. It's a different evil website. Don't give me a trophy yet. But my evil streaming music service, I listen to the song. They cut out Robert Englund's rap, and I don't know if that's like only in the music video or if there's like a single or what.
Yo, Busta Rhymes!
Freddy Krueger, the myth of Freddy Krueger, the man. I listen to this song way too much. This is a really good chorus. This one, it's kind of similar to the Best Fat Boys song, "Can You Feel It," where the chorus is like, "Can you feel it?"
Oh,
and it's like
right,
a
yeah.
bunch of like female singers. Also,
It's so good.
this chorus is just the same chorus of the Turtle Power song.
You're right.
That plays at the end of Nightmare of Teenage
totally
Mutant
hear
Ninja
it.
Turtles.
I totally
Another
hear it.
New Line classic with the same font as the end credits that we're watching right now. So, like, it was very clear that New Line. I mean, look, this is New Line Cinema. This is Menace to Society. This is Set It Off.
Yeah.
This is like one of the few studios, and even though they weren't a major studio, they were a minor studio. This is one of the few studios that sort of looked around and said, what if we made movies for black people? So, like, it doesn't necessarily surprise me that they understood that they need to get some rap songs in this. We're going to be talking about part 5 next, and we will be hearing a Cool Mo D song under the end credits of that one.
Damn good stuff.
Yeah. But
Killer effects in this one.
the effects are great in this one. The energy, it's not really telling a story. It's kind of just a bunch of stuff happening. It has this really hilarious thing where the most traumatic thing that can possibly happen to you keeps happening to the same person over and over and over again, and yet they're still like, well, I gotta go to work. Like, I'm sure they can give you some time off for bereavement given that everyone you know died 3 hours ago.
Oh, that was definitely Go West. They were always on soundtracks.
Yeah?
Rocky IV. Oh, God. Oh, there was Billy Idol.
And the Divinals. Oh, that was Blondie.
Yeah.
There we go. I thought I heard Debbie
Drama
Harry.
Rama. I love that song.
Tuesday Night is a singer. In
Oh.
addition, so she sang her own song.
That's
Very
so
good.
cool.
Girl Talk, different Girl Talk.
Yeah. They weren't around yet.
Anyway, Reefer Madness. There's a fun little throwback to the early days of New Line Cinema in this movie, where Alice goes to a movie theater and is playing Reefer Madness. New Line Cinema, when they started in the pre-John Waters days, they were the type of distributor that like got the rights or prints of a Reefer Madness or something and would play it at college campuses. That's kind of like the circuit they played that made them the perfect distributors for Pink Flamingos. Another studio would not know what to do with the Pink Flamingos, but a New Line Cinema knew exactly what to do with the Pink Flamingos. And if New Line Cinema is the house that Freddie built, then the foundation was built by John Waters. So shout out to John Waters. None of this would have existed without the singing asshole
Now I
from
want to see
Pink
John
Flamingos.
Waters do an Elm Street movie.
I mean, what's grosser, really? The cockroach scene in this or the singing asshole in Pink Flamingos?
Oh, that's a tough call. Our
bad
pizza
he's only-
just arrived. Perfect timing.
Oh, perfect. Pizza with
With
souls.
souls.
Can get it. Like I can go back.
Why is there a Vincent Price laugh at the end.
This is Cool Mo D doing an LL. This is an LL Cool J diss track.
I like it though. What a weird movie.
That movie's so fucking weird. What happened?
I have no idea.
Freddy is like, your baby's dreaming, so now I can come back. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, and I'm gonna feed your baby souls. And I go, what? He goes, so he'll be a Freddy baby. I go, what's a Freddy baby? And then he goes, but wait, I have a nun mom who hates me. But if you touch her, then she's free. And I go, what? And then he goes, I'm gonna dive inside you, and then you and me will be the same person, and our bodies will be all twisted and weird. And then I'll go, what? And then the nun mom will be like, baby, make sure to pretend to be Freddy. And then the baby's like, I'm pretending to be Freddy. And then Freddy's like, all right, baby, let's go. And then the baby's like, wait, I have Freddy breath. And then he shoots a Freddy beam from his mouth. And then Freddy's back blows out. And then all these little soul tendrils that look like fucking fleshy sperm come out his back. And he's like, no! And then he gets sucked into a dungeon where 15 doors explode, but the last one doesn't. You have been watching Suspiria. I don't know.
I'd be curious to know what inspired Stephen Hopkins to write or to it's just the camera's so busy, there's so much going on.
Very weird, like low energy,
Visually
low
crazy.
urgency. It kind of just goes from scene to scene very plottingly, but the camera keeps moving. Like it's trying to be stylish, but it's totally disengaged with the story. Mm-hmm. It's bad. It's a bad movie.
But I still enjoy looking at it because it's beautiful at times.
No, for sure. And again, it's expensive. You don't get to see a lot of 80s horror movies that have this much money on set design and special effects and stuff. So you gotta just...
But unlike the last two, I don't really care about the characters at all. It's really sad.
Though, on the other hand...
the kills are pretty, ingenious. I mean, especially the Dan's death. And
the cyberpunk motorcycle death.
Yes, that's
Tetsuo the Iron Dan.
I want to see that.
Oh, you just did. It's the comic book guy. That's lame. That's a pretty lame dream.
I know. I thought it would be a lot cooler than my memory of it was that it was pretty neat.
My memory of it is that it's all in Take on Me vision.
All right. But that's really only the very beginning when he gets sucked in.
Right.
Oh. And why does the kid go, school's out, Kruger? He's not mature enough to come with great puns.
That's right. Unlike when Freddy was like, let's rock and roll, and then someone starts rolling.
Yeah, brilliant. Freddy Baby and Resurrection. Oh, wow.
David Miller. Check out all these David Miller folks.
Yeah, it is still a bummer for me to go from 3 to 4 and then 5. I'm like, but I don't know. It's still fun to watch, especially in the context of a marathon. It's just like, all right,
yeah.
But it kills the momentum.
Womb with a view, fetal canal.
What?
Why can't you be normal? Why is this credited as womb with a view / fetal canal? Which I'm pretty sure that's not a medical term. Fetal canal. I'm pretty sure it's birth canal. Oh, but K&B's in the next. Robert Kurtzman, Greg Nicotero, Howard Berger.
Good job.
Freddy's head demerge. It's weird that the way they credit all the special effects is by using their internal titles for their different effects.
Yeah. Russell Mulcahy. Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, what was Russell Mulcahy? They did get a Pepsi Cola.
And this soundtrack is not nearly as good as the last one.
Oh, I don't know. You got some Iron Maiden in there. You got Wasp. Well, Wasp. But we got Schooly D and
Word of Doc by Dr. Ice, and I don't want to hear the word ice at all anymore.
Well, I'm not a Dr. Ice fan. That's true. But if you want, the soundtrack is available on Jive Records, cassettes, and CDs. It's 1989.
Oh my God.
We're going to list all three. Yeah, I don't know.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's still more on the bottom for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the fun one that I kind of still like.
The first one I ever saw.
Oh, wow.
Couldn't get it. I'm like, I need to go back.
Freddy, 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 Freddy.
Well, since we're watching the montage, that means the series is over. We're done.
That's right. Freddy's dead. This was the
Freddy's
final
dead.
nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. There's no more after this. Thank God.
Well, we got you to see a little bit of that cockroach death anyway. From
Yeah.
that little montage there. I liked when Final Destination did this and Final Destination 5. This is a good move. It's a good franchise move. They don't have the bravery to pull this off for what? Like Freddy vs. Jason doesn't have this. Jason X doesn't have this. Jason Goes to Hell doesn't have this. Well, I guess Halloween doesn't do this, but all of these movies are owned by the same company. I think those movies are owned by different companies, so that's why. Still, it's nice.
It's such a monumentally silly movie that I enjoy.
I really like Freddy's Dead.
I know.
I think it is just a bunch of shit that happens, but man, it is fun.
And fast-paced.
Yeah.
With really good characters.
And it's actually funny.
Yeah.
I think it's actually funny.
Most of it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good movie.
I know.
It's a bad. I mean, it's trash, but it's like it's good. It's Rachel Talalay smart enough to know, like, yeah, the juices with the children's hospital, like mental hospital, troubled kids. Their dreams represent their anxieties, traumas, fears, and psychologies. That is just sort of like, yeah, that's what the series should have been.
Yeah, it's a sillier version of 3.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it.
This song really does not, like, sum up the series at all.
No.
It's one of those things you hire a guy because you're, like, excited, like a fucking Iggy Pop, he's a legend, and then you get the song back and you're like, well, that's the rule of movie soundtracks.
Why didn't they just use Alice Cooper? I mean, he's in the movie.
Well, Alice Cooper's probably too expensive.
Freddy's dead.
They don't have the man behind the mask in any of the Friday the 13th movies.
Oh, right.
Freddy's
No, I saw this years and years ago, opening weekend, and had a blast. And I still
Was this the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie you saw?
Oh no, I actually think like I said, I saw the first one in bits and pieces on TV, and then my parents would be watching 2 and 3 in the basement. I saw bits and pieces.
And then
of that.
and then they're like, we have some leftover songs from the Crybaby soundtrack.
Yep.
Want to play that?
Yeah, John Waters worked with Rachel a lot, so it makes sense.
This is the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie I saw because I spent a weekend at my aunt's and uncle's, and they had premium cable, and I would just stay up all night watching HBO, and so I was allowed to watch rated R movies. So like this was the first a lot of horror movies I saw. H2O was the first Halloween I saw. Starship Troopers was the first Paul Verhoeven movie I saw. I think, what was the Scream 2 I saw like a couple times on that trip because it was on a bunch on HBO. I have a deep fondness for this era of horror movies.
Wow, the Google Dolls were all over this movie. I didn't know that.
This is back when they were like still yeah.
Metal Blade Records.
This is like 6 years too early to get Goo Goo Dolls on your soundtrack, meaning like an Oscar nomination.
Yeah.
And I don't want the world to dream me.
Oh, very good.
Right?
I like it. I approve.
And
What a
the persons
silly
and events
song.
in this motion picture are fictitious.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We're tired. We've been watching a lot of these fucking movies.
I'm gonna have nothing to say about New Nightmare. This is what you do when you binge on every single movie since, oh God. But I'm having fun.
Couldn't get it. I'm like, I need to go back.
This music.
Yeah, it's bad. Wow.
That was Freddy, the new nightmare. Everybody knows that's a good place for scares. Everybody. Yeah. Nightmare.
It's all right. I mean, again, like, it shouldn't be 2 hours long.
Yeah. Pacing
I
is an
still
issue.
want a different ending overall.
That last shot of like the spooky, scary scene from the first movie is now like this, like in the safe confines of this like children's playroom and everything, and
Yeah.
like as being a representation of what the fictional story does for real life terror and what the theme of the movie. I thought that last shot's fucking great.
Oh yeah, no, the very last shot's great. I just always thought Freddy should be fighting her in the old Elm Street house.
Yeah.
Not the ancient Greek temple of demons.
Right.
or
Wes
whatever.
Craven he gets in his way a little bit. He's like, I'm the great professor. I got big ideas. Tracy Middendorf is at the babysitter.
Yeah, I think so.
Rip to Tracy Middendorf. Oof. I like this more than. I think the first time I saw New Nightmare, I was like a big New Nightmare person, and then the second time I saw it, I was like, oh, this kind of doesn't work as a horror movie. And then, as its reputation grew as like the secret best one, I got more and more like, fuck New Nightmare.
Right.
And I think watching it this time, I'm like, no, this movie is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, there's
No, I
a lot
like
about
it.
it that I really like, and I didn't always appreciate.
Right.
I was a big, they shouldn't have gotten Robert Englund for Freddy. There should be a distinction between movie Freddy and this actual demon. And I do think the new Freddy design just sucks.
I
I
do
think
too.
they just made him look worse.
I want the old glove.
Like, they
I
just
want
made
the
him less
razors.
scary?
Yeah.
They attempted to make him darker, and it's the opposite. But I think like the idea that it's like, oh, it's this eternal recurring demon that loves this character so much that he's cosplaying as Freddy. Like that to me is cool.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
And I don't think I really understood that my previous times, whatever. But yeah,
Watching it now, I'm like, if I just look at this as more like the Babadook, then like if it's a mother-son story.
that stuff is really good. I think the one nurse who's like the most evil medical professional because she cares about kids, so fuck her. I think she gives a really good performance
For sure.
Kim at New Line is not Kim at New Line. That's Cindy. But Nick Corey plays himself. I think Nick Corey is the one that you got the.
Oh, right. You should still send me those. I could put them in the.
I mean, I don't know what the logistics are in terms of taking cameos that you didn't say were going to be in a podcast and just plop them in there. I don't know. I mean, I've done it before. With 96
No, I have
Years.
done that before, actually.
But I don't know. It seems a little bit like. At any rate, I'll send them to you anyway. You can do what you want with them.
We
they're
gotta
yours.
have Lisa in there, please.
Your girlfriend Lisa saying she's going to be at the Walk of Fame tomorrow as Robert Englund gets his star.
Oh, on Halloween, it's so perfect.
Cool.
And then at the last minute, she's like, by the way, I'm at all these horror conventions. You should probably come and pay $50 for an autograph.
Yeah.
So it's like she's on that hustle. Good for Lisa.
Of course, that's all she can do. I get it.
I mean,
It's fine.
In the world of 2025, the new Nightmare would definitely involve like how fucking bizarre it is to be a horror icon or a horror actor. Because I don't think horror conventions were the thing they are now in 1994 when this movie came out.
Yeah.
But like the idea of Heather Langenkamp just sort of in her free time, like making sure Dylan's in another room, and then just sort of like locking herself in like a weird room to like record 15 cameos in a row would be like that'd be like a really interesting
wanna
part
see-
of a new Nightmare movie.
I would like to see that. You know, especially in the era of technology that we live in now, it'd be a very different experience.
So like the
More
idea
an
of just like
emphasis on generational trauma too.
the idea is like when I was 22, I was in a slasher movie, and now I tell random people from North Dakota that I'm sorry their grandma died. like that's fucking
crazy.
bizarre.
That is, it is, Cameo is like capital W weird.
It is very weird. I just want to hear stories from people about, like, because I even asked David Arquette, do you have a story about what it was like working with Wes Craven? I actually asked him that, but he didn't really do that. He just said, I had a good time working with Wes, which is fine.
But it's big part of the weird cameos I got was I sent out a weird prompt that had too much context, because that's just like an ADHD thing. It's just like you can't tell a story without telling the 3 stories that lead up to the story. Everything has to be a fucking trilogy.
Yes.
So everyone thought they had to give you a pep talk because I just mentioned that you had a rough year. And again, it's like I don't need the guy who did the cockroach special effects in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 to wish you to make you feel better.
Well, it worked. I immediately felt better.
I'm happy because I felt like my body sink and slump as I was watching the cameos I got back and be like, oh, that was a bad prompt. I did a bad job. Anyway.
No, you did great.
New Nightmare.
It's good.
It's a good movie. I thought this was a bad movie. I was calling this movie bad. It's good.
This is still my favorite franchise by far.
Yeah, when you're talking about like horror franchises, none of these are phoned in.
No.
Every single one of them, people showed up and they're like, let's try something.
Yeah.
And sometimes
they took some bold risks.
Sometimes what they want to try is Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, but it's pretty good.
No, it's still good. There's still things to appreciate about every single one of these.
Now.
But I'm exhausted.
The remake.
For watching them all. No, we don't ever have to. I don't want to watch the remake ever again. I don't need to. It's ick.
Yeah.
And it's poorly directed.
Freddy vs. Jason, that's a movie where people are like, let's try something.
Yeah.
People, I mean, that might be your least favorite. That might be your least favorite. But I'm saying, like, there are
include the remake. The remake's my least favorite.
Other than the remake, there are no Nightmare on Elm Street movies where people didn't, like, really try.
Yeah.
And that is not true of Halloween. That is not true of Friday the 13th.
A lot of those were phoned in.
The Wishmaster, I don't know who's watching. Who's out here watching Wishmaster?
The Hellraiser movies.
Other than those people who are like, I have a horror movie podcast, and also I work for the Blu-ray labels that release everything. Let me tell you why you need to own Wishmaster.
Wait a minute,
4 on Blu-ray.
who did that song "Losing My Religion"? Was that band REM? Oh, they just listed all the writers. They didn't actually say performed by the band REM.
Maybe it was a sound-alike thing.
Yeah, that's it.
Soundtrack album available on CDs and cassettes, not vinyl.
Oh, darn.
Special thanks to Dr. Judith Swirling. Artificial animals were used for some sequences. Sorry.
Well, that's probably good. 7, 8, better stay up late. What would you rather have stuck in your head, Sharon? This or It's Raining Tacos?
It's Raining Tacos.
Yeah, okay.
It's such a happy song.
That's true. This isn't a happy song.
It makes me happy every time I hear it, which is like every Tuesday.
Motherfucker's ass all over Dreamland. Hey, Freddy, where you at, you burnt-faced pussy?
I guess I better go gnash my teeth for the paparazzi.
Hello, baby.
How much longer will you go on blaming your dreams for your own weaknesses?
Jesse! Jesse!
Hello, dirtballs.
You'll need a hall pass.
Screw your pass.
Miss Langenkamp. Miss Langenkamp.
I am the Wizard Master. I am the Wizard Master!
Free me, you idiot! I'm your fucking memory!
Hey, up yours with a twirling lawnmower.
There's 4 letters in my name, Rod. How can there be room on your joint for 4 letters?
Hey, yo, Needle Dick. I bet you're the only male in this school suffering from penis envy.
Faster than a bastard maniac! Time to die, Scarface limp dick! It's Super Freddy!
Come back back to me, Jesse. I love you. Come back to me.
I'm right here.
You ready for it, boy? You've been away since the day I took you in. Now it's time to take your medicine.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Jesse, it's okay. It's all over.
Just step away from her, son, just like your ass depended upon it.
Oh, great. Now it's my dick that's killing me.
You know, you're one major league hunk.
Yes, I am one major league hunk.
Hi, handsome.
Hi.
On delay. No, Mother. You just murdered me. Take that to your goddamn therapy.
Somebody please wake me up!
Look for me in the tower.
School's out, Kruger.
Blah!
Stay with me, Heather.
That's the blood coming out of my eye.
The fuck are you doing in my room, dude?
Welcome to my world, bitch! Girl, you better put a lock on that window. In my dreams, I'm beautiful and bad.
Rex!
The deadly dinosaur?
God damn it, Christian, you ruin everything. Every time I bring a man home, you spoil it.
The map says we're fucked.
It's a goddamn cherry bomb. Jesus, Jesse, what the fuck?
I have a feeling we've done this before.
Cut the evil out of him.
Freddy's dead.
When that time comes, you're going to have to make a choice, whether you're willing to play Nancy one last time.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
Hello, Patrick. This is a message from Jim. And me, Dewey. Yes, it's David Arquette, Dewey from the Scream movies. I hope you guys have an incredible Halloween. Patrick and Jim, I hope you guys have so much fun watching the Elm Street movies in one day on Halloween. That sounds like an amazing time. You know, my sister Patricia was in Elm Street 3. I believe it was Dreamcatchers. I loved working with Wes Craven. It was a dream come true. He taught me so much. He was such an incredible human. And one thing he taught me was to love myself. So I hope you guys take that on and love yourselves. Enjoy this Halloween season. And thanks so much for being kind about my whole family. You're a fan of all the Arquettes. And we appreciate that. My favorite Arquette credit, though, goes to my brother Richmond, who delivers the head in 7. What's in the box, man? I don't know. That was my brother Richmond. Little trivia there. He was also in Fight Club. Yeah. And I think he was also in Zodiac. Yeah, David Fincher hires him a lot. They love working together. So, listen, Patrick, Jim, have a great time watching the Elm Street movies. You know, this... like last week or something, I was at a convention and Robert Englund was there. Such an awesome dude. Whenever I see him, I get all like, all fanboyed out. So I hope they make some more of those. I'd love to see Freddy back. And yeah, so enjoy those movies. Thank you for loving the Scream movies. Have an incredible Halloween. You both deserve it. Happy Halloween.